Have you ever had a customer call in for a quote? You give them the quote, you do the math with them on the phone, and then they say, well, I did just order a pressure washer for $200 less. Or they can say, we already have a pressure washer. That's a little steep. We'll just do it ourselves. Here's how to handle that objection and how I ended up closing the deal and actually ended up turning it into about a $3,000 job. Stay tuned. This will be a good one for you. Hey, it's Jay with Pressure Washing Mastery. Today, I want to bring you a real quick video. I want to give you some context about how to overcome the objection. Oh, well, we're just going to buy a pressure washer, or oh, we have a pressure washer literally this morning. Okay, this happened to me this morning at 6. It was about 6:30 in the morning. I had a customer that had filled out my contact form on my website. I calculated up the square footage. They had a 2,502 square feet of concrete cleaning to be done. So it came out to $625.50 at 25 cents a square foot. They declined it at 6:10 in the morning. So what did I do? I went ahead and called them it was like 6:21 in the morning. Like, I was awake. I seen they declined it at 6:10. It shows on my CRM at what time they clicked the decline button. I'm going to assume that these people are probably upper 50s, probably maybe in their lower 60s by just how they sounded. They said that for about $200 less, they bought a pressure washer. He stated, I was like, was it a price issue? I just sent you the estimate. I was going to call you at about 8 this morning to go over it with you. He said, not really the price. He's like, I just seen a pressure washer for $200 less, and I put in an order for it from, I think it was Home Depot or Walmart or somewhere. So it's a $400 pressure washer. I mean, in my mind, I was like, just let him go and try to do 2,500 square foot of concrete with a little bitty homeowner pressure washer. He's going to be calling me. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to correct. But instead, I said, I respect homeowners that want to do it themselves, but as much concrete as you have, you're looking at a 2 to 3 day job, a whole weekend during this summer in this hot heat. I was like, for $200 more with the commercial grade equipment that we have, I could get that done for you in just a matter of hours. And that way you don't have to burn 2 to 3 days outside in the hot heat in this 90-degree weather working on that concrete. Do you still want to do it yourself? I was like, I completely respect that. I understand, wanting to do that yourself, but I'm just letting you know it's going to be 93 plus this week, and that's a 2 to 3 day job with a small $400 pressure washer. Our pressure washer costs $4 to $6 to $8,000 depending on which one we use. And he was like, well, my wife isn't up yet, and she makes all the financial decisions. Let me talk to the wife, whatever. I said, okay, what time does she wake up? And would you mind if we just go ahead and schedule a call and I can reach out to you, you can reach out to me? He said, we'll probably be headed to somewhere. I can't remember where he said. We'll call you around 8:30. Does that sound good? I said, that sounds perfect. I'll be waiting for your call. We should be completed with this job I'm at right now. And he called me at it was like 8:37 or so, a little bit after. I didn't think he was going to call because, I was like, oh, well, I might call him a little later. And 8:37, the phone rings and his wife picks up. And I said, oh, yeah, this is John, right? This is John's wife. And she goes, yeah, we're in the car here on speaker. And I was like, yeah, my name's Jay with, my company name. I'm sure you've spoken with John, and I know you guys have went and, put in an order for a pressure washer. And I said, I was just wondering if it was a price deal and what I could do to try to get your business. I would love to serve you guys. And she said, well, he decided to, about $200 less, we can just get our own pressure washer, and he could do it every other year. I said, and I respect that. I understand. I said, but, and I'm not trying to push you toward, giving me money. A residential pressure washer is at $400. It's probably going to take you or him 2 to 3 days in this hot 90-degree plus weather heat. And I said, for another $200, I can come knock it out for you guys in a matter of just a couple hours. It would not be hard at all. And she said, I do have a question. She said, do you offer concrete ceiling? And I said, we sure do. I said, The lowest I could go on that is $1 a square foot for you. That includes the seal, and the seal that we use, it lasts 5 to 10 years. We do not use big box store sealant. She said, okay, we've been getting it from the lumber yard, and we've been putting that on every year. So, and I was like, yeah, we typically don't use customer provided seal because we want to put our name on it, and we only use the best of the best, lasting you that 5 to 10 years, depending on traffic on that concrete. And it'll keep it cleaner longer. It'll prevent that erosion and cracking. That's the reason why we go with the best of the best. That's just how we operate. And I was like, it is priced at $1 a square foot, and we do require a 50% deposit, and that covers all materials and labor up front. I didn't really tell her labor. I just told her materials. And it's typical for a business to shoot for double what they're charging materials, but I never said any of that. And she said, okay. She said, I would like to get one more quote. We've been calling around, and so far you're the only one in the area that's picked up so far and got us a quote so fast. And she's like, I do appreciate that. But I do understand what you're saying about 2 to 3 days in this hot 93 plus degree weather. And she was like, I don't think he's gonna like that, and I definitely ain't gonna like that. She said, so let me call around, let me try to get one more quote. And I said, well, I'll tell you what. I said that I understand, and I respect your decision to get multiple quotes. I always recommend people do that. And I said, if you get a cheaper cleaning quote, but they don't seal, I said, let me know. And I said, and she asked me the price. It was going to be $2,500 just to seal. And I said, then we can discuss maybe taking off that 200 of the cleaning with the 50% deposit for the sealing the day after or the day of the cleaning. And I said, if you find somebody cheaper, now if you don't find somebody cheaper, and you still want the sealing package, I may be willing to go ahead and do the 200 off. I feel like that's pretty fair for me and you. And you don't have to go out there and do it yourself and be out there for, if you're doing the sealing, it's going to take you probably another 2 days after that, to apply the seal. And she said, okay, well, I appreciate you and all the information, and we'll get back with you. And I said, okay, thank you. And guess what? The $625 ticket, even after taking the $200 off, now we add on $2,502. I turned a $600 ticket into a $2,927.50 ticket. Okay, that's how you handle objections. You don't get all huffy puffy and mad. You go, I respect your decision, but, and you throw in the but, and then you got to turn it into either a hassle, a burden, a problem to them, instead of just paying a professional to do the job. Number one, getting it done right the first time, but also saving them time, not having to go out there and sweat in this, especially if it's hot. It's hot right now where I'm at. It's going to be 93 plus the rest of this week, and it's just getting hotter by the end of the week. So I really used that to really, like, are you sure you want to do this yourself? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how you have to handle objections. Stay professional, and turn it into a problem. You have to turn it into a problem, and then let them know that you are that solution, and you'll do anything it takes to serve them and secure that ticket, man. A $3,000 ticket up from a 600 ticket, even after taking $200 off the cleaning. I don't mind doing that. I could have stuck to it and got over $3,000. It would have been 3,100. But I'm just going to tell you, I'm not complaining. I did just get home, and I wanted to make this video because I feel like it'll be helpful to you guys, and I want to see you guys win. A lot of you guys choke up on objections. I already know, because I did when I started. I didn't know how to handle objections, and this is just one of them, and I have a ton more objections that I'm going to go through. And I wish I could have had it recorded. If I'm ever not in the field and answering the phone in the field, or have an answering service, I plan on maybe going with Jill's office. I'm not sure yet. I'm looking around, but I'm going to be answering the phone until further notice, until I find a good answering service. I want to have recordings so I can show you guys kind of what I'm saying on the phone, how I'm handling these things, because you have to know how to get over objections to secure the sale. You have to. You can't just be like, "Oh my gosh, that's way too expensive," and if you don't say nothing, you're like, "Well, that's what it is," and odds are you're going to lose the ticket. You're like, "Well, it's not my customer. Hang up." You need to try at least a little bit to explain to them why it's that high. Tell them what they're going to get in return for it being that $600 ticket instead of the $400 ticket, and what they're getting in return. Just like how I sold the $700 house wash over the 450 guy. You have to give them a reason to go with you. And that's the number one thing when overcoming objections. Now, I've been out all day. I do want to throw in here at the end of the video. Appreciate you watching. If you watched this far, I assume you're a serious pressure washing business owner. Maybe you're just starting. Maybe you have been started for a little bit, but you're not where you want to be. I am making a course. I am somebody who has spent a college tuition worth of in courses, okay, over my lifetime so far in the past probably 10, 12 years. And let me just tell you, there are a lot of bad courses, but there are some good courses. And the bad ones, they probably just got in and got some money and then never returned again. Those needed to be crumbled up and threw away. I know what it takes to make a good course, and I plan on making the best course possible. It'll be updated, one-time payment, nothing like that. And then I also have a mastermind group where we have awesome guys in there already, eager to learn, eager to get going, eager to reach that, 10K, 20K, 30K, 50K a month. And we're growing and learning together because multiple minds are better than one. I want to see you guys win, and I want to win. Like, I want to win, I want to dominate. But I also, my personality, I have taken a personality test. I highly recommend you do it because you'll understand a lot about how you operate as a person. I'm what is known as the advocate. My profession that it recommends I take is a trainer or a consultant, which is crazy because I'm doing this stuff. But I want to help you guys win because I feel like it's my duty to pass on what I learn along the way to people to help them win and better their life. Just think about if you went out and you got a pressure washer to spray water on somebody's house, what could an extra 2 grand do for you a month starting out? What could an extra 4 grand do a month starting out? Part time, what could an extra 6 grand, 10 grand? You make it to the 15, 20 grand months, during the season. What could that do to your life? Just think about just an extra 2 grand a month. Let's do the math of this times 12 months. Let's just say, well, the season typically is 8 months for me, so we'll do that. I'll actually give you a number. What could an extra 2 grand a month do for you? An extra $16,000. Let's say you have a car payment you would love to have paid off. You do this on the side on the weekends, you make an extra 2K a month. By the end of the year, you've got your $16,000 Camry or whatever you're driving paid for, just by taking action and starting a pressure washing business. And then after that first year 2 is when things really pick up. So let's say you go from 2K to 10K the second year. It's crazy to me how profitable this business is. And people will say it's saturated. People will come up with so many excuses. I promise you guys, if you start a pressure washing business, you will not regret it. Okay. When you're on your deathbed, you'll be like, I'm so happy I did that. You know what I mean? So thank you for watching. Take action. If you're serious, hit the link below. The course link may not be there at the moment, but in a later date, I'll be putting it in the description and comments as well. Hit the link for which one you would like to do. Also, I'll have free PDF downloads. I always forget to mention this, and I'll put them on the video here. Hopefully, you guys are still watching. Getting a little long-winded. Sorry, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I have free PDFs, a free quick start guide, a free equipment guide, a free chemical guide in exchange for you putting your email into my website. That's all you got to do. And then if you want to, if you see the value you get from my PDFs, it's a no-brainer to join the mastermind or take the course, because I try to make my free content that I'm giving away to you guys. You could literally take the quick start guide, go out, and in your first week make $1,000. Literally, I made it that good for you guys. Okay. And I want to see you guys win. I'll see you out there. Keep grinding, keep hustling, keep learning, keep growing as an individual. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.